Hello, hi, welcome to our Wine Shipping Shopify app overview webinar. My name is Caleb Brunel. I'm a product manager at Wine Shipping. I'm responsible for leading the team that creates our client-facing applications here at Wine Shipping. Today we'll be covering our Shopify app and what it can do for your business and your customers. First, a bit about Wine Shipping. We're the largest D2C logistics firm in the United States focused on beverage alcohol. Our network allows you to get your products to 99.2% of the population of the United States within 2 days ground. Also, we are very focused on being a tech-enabled 3PL. That's really what we'll be looking at today, is what that means and the types of technology and capabilities we're creating that can benefit your business when you partner with Wine Shipping. Just a moment about our stance. In 2022, we got together and decided what Wine Shipping stood for. Really these three things: unity, simplicity, and fun. Today, we're focused on simplicity, how our Shopify app can help simplify your use of technology to make it easier to run your business. Just a quick bit about our agenda. We'll run through a quick introduction. We'll look at why Shopify might be a good choice for you. We'll do a quick overview of the app, a little bit about how it works, not too much, but its basic capabilities. And then we'll look at how this works, really looking at from the point of view of your commerce solution, all the way to how you notify and update end consumers. So just a little introduction here. Choosing an e-commerce solution is a really important part of your D2C strategy. It's your face to the world, your digital face. When people look up your company or go find your brand, it's a very important part of the impression that you create. Beverage alcohol, specifically with its special rules and requirements, didn't always make this easy. We often had to build our own tools or use specialty tools that could be maybe not always the best user experience, difficult to own and maintain, and often behind what people in other industries were able to do with out-of-the-box tools. The good news now is that with Shopify, we're really at a point where we can use a best-of-breed solution effectively out of the box with just some configuration and some supporting apps to really accomplish our main use cases in beverage alcohol. A bit about Shopify here. There's I think a lot of things that make it great, but first, just simplicity makes it really easy to get started fast and build a beautiful commerce experience. It has most everything you need to get started right away. It has a lot of integrations. These are like iPhone apps or Android apps. They're really quick to install, really quick and easy to use, and they can allow you to accomplish a couple different unique use cases that are important for our purposes today. And then finally, there's a really broad ecosystem that's built up around Shopify, many different partners, developers that can help you. If you have something really special in mind, you want to bring something really unique to market, it can also be a fantastic platform to build on with lots of people who can help and support you. So those are three things that I think can really make it an ideal solution. There are three unique challenges that we have to overcome in all of our Shopify implementations we help support here at Wine Shipping. I want to be clear about them just because it's important that you spend a little bit of time thinking and preparing for these. Often these will already be familiar to you. The first is tax and regulatory compliance. Obviously, paying your taxes and following different state regulations is really important. How to offer wine clubs and subscription-based products. It requires a little bit of extra configuration in Shopify to do that, but it can be supported and be successful. And then lastly, of course, the reason I'm here today, fulfillment integrations with D2C alcohol partners like ourselves. So we'll pay particular attention to that third point. All right, so this is just very high level overview, and I'm happy to work with individual customers on helping you navigate parts of the partner ecosystem. But in the compliance area here, these are just 3 different partners we can recommend. These are apps that you can install that help you deal with the compliance portion of actually having people pay the appropriate amount of taxes and keeping track of how much alcohol you're sending to certain states and things of that nature. So we've got Avalara, which is a long-standing Shopify solution. So that's been in place for a number of years. The Drinks app, that's pretty much brand new, just launched into the market, but we've been having a lot of success with it recently. And then there are a number of our different customers we partner with using Ship Compliant. That does tend to require a little bit of an extra step, typically with Bloom here, that you can do to enable Ship Compliant. But these are all viable options for solving your compliance issues in Shopify. Additionally, here's 4 different apps that I've worked with myself to help customers do their wine clubs or subscriptions. Skio, Stay AI, Recharge, Bold. These are all just options that we've known and found to be successful. 2 partners down here that I've worked with quite a bit, Bloom and Nick Sharma, that if you do want a little extra consulting and more help really thinking this through, they can provide a lot of really excellent services. And then lastly here, our main event today, the Wineshipping Fulfillment app. That's what we'll be focused on talking about for the rest of the webinar. This is our app that's going to help you, quickly get started with us actually fulfilling the orders that your consumers make in Shopify. These are some of the high-level capabilities that are going to be important to your success. So first, the ability to automatically transmit orders from Shopify to Wineshipping. It's really important to try to remove all the manual steps that we can. The more automatic we can make these workflows, the more delightful it's going to be to the end consumer, because it's going to be consistent and it's going to be an experience that you know and trust is going to be great for them. Highly related to that, these other 2 points, the ability to post back automatically tracking numbers and inventory, making sure that the users are made aware and notified both of when their package has actually been shipped and the status of that package, the ability when they are purchasing to know that inventory is in stock, so there's no disappointment when they're not able to get a product quickly. And then here on the collateral side of things, this really relates back to how we get to an automatic workflow, because these are things that can make that difficult, specifically in our industry. But support for collateral, so special collateral SKUs that might be in addition to what someone orders. Those might be special inserts or special messaging around your brand, or additional gifts, corkscrews, other types of things you want to include in a package. Special or unique packaging that you want your product shipped in, support for subscriptions, and even temperature control shipments. So these are just different challenges that we've successfully overcome that get in the way of having a really streamlined and automatic fulfillment strategy. And then lastly here, and I think this is a really important point, is our Wineshipping app is available turnkey with no implementation cost for you. It's supported by Wineshipping, all of the maintenance of the app and keeping it up to date and working with Shopify. This can save tens of thousands of dollars in your overall D2C e-commerce strategy by not having to own and maintain these types of integrations. It really offers you tremendous savings and I would say speed to market. Really a powerful benefit there. All right, so here are the things I want to focus on, the outcomes as we go through, and now we're gonna, in a second here, really start to look at the software. So just starting at the top, preventing overselling, making sure that when customers come in and purchase different products, that they are at least aware of the current amount of stock and helping set expectations right from the beginning. So that's something that we're going to help you do. Wine can be particularly challenging in this area since you're not always going to be able to make more of a particular vintage or year. So having those accurate inventory numbers can really be important to that end consumer experience. Additionally, preventing stuck orders, preventing parts of the workflow that might require manual intervention or require exceptions that really just all add up to, way more labor on your side, and then just the potential for disappointment for the end consumer. So we'll look at some of the different things that we've done to really help you automate the process and get to that consistent high quality experience. And then lastly here, and we've learned a lot about this in the last 18 months or so, how important it is to keep your customer informed around the current status of their shipment. We've found that if a customer can be made aware ahead of time of difficulties and that expectations are properly set, that delays or other issues are not as big of a deal. We will talk about that a little bit more as we get into it, but I think it's been a really important learning and insight we've made, that setting up these tracking pages, getting email and text notifications to your customers, really being aware through analytics of your process can really do a lot at the end of the day to improve customer satisfaction, even in an uncertain world where shipping isn't always as easy as we'd like it to be. All right. We will look a little bit at premium tracking, just some of the capabilities that we offer and directly integrate into Shopify. So that'll be another bit that we cover. But let's jump in to the software and start taking a look at what this looks like. All right. Before I jump into the back end, and it kind of becomes a lot of looking at orders and settings and tools, I did just want to remind everyone about why Shopify has had such a big impact on the market. And it's because it creates these beautiful commerce experiences. You can go to shopify.com and find plenty of different websites. You've probably already used many yourself, so I don't want to go on about it too much, but major brands, Allbirds, Bombas, different things like this have built their businesses on Shopify. They have support for all kinds of experiences, from searching and user accounts to gift codes and things like that. These are all things that, working off the Shopify platform, you can quickly offer for your end consumers. And it's a familiar but very customizable experience, as you can see across these different brands, how they've used Shopify to create that. Now, with that said, I am going to move more to the sort of back of the house part of Shopify to understand a little bit more about how our app works and operates. This is the back end here of Shopify, and I have a couple different orders. This is connected to a test instance, of course, since this is just a demonstration, but I'll use this to help demonstrate and make clear how the back end of Shopify is connected to Wineshipping, and how this would benefit you and what outcomes you could expect. Now, the first point I want to make on the product side is the ability to sync that inventory. So these are some different products that I've added from our test account, and then we can see here these real live inventory numbers. This is directly integrated with our Awesome Client Portal, our order management system here, and these numbers are passed back automatically to Shopify to ensure that you have stock of the different available items. Like in this case, 0 in stock. I can make sure that I don't create a negative impression on a user by having them run their credit card and then having to let them know that either there'll be a significant delay in getting them the product, or perhaps we can't get them to it at all. So the first really important outcome here is preventing that overselling and starting right away, making sure that if a consumer goes through the trouble to buy something, that they have a good, reasonable expectation that they'll be able to get that item. So that's just a quick highlight to start there. We can see the Wineshipping app down here. So this is an app you would go ahead and install. You will need to work with the wine shipping team to get it installed. Quick steps here that you'd follow, but effectively reach out to your account manager and then work with the product team here, myself, Caden, and others to help you get started. Not difficult. We can get it up and running in a day or two, but you do need to let us know, and then we'll help configure the app, and then you can get it installed. Once the app's installed, you'll be able to manage the properties of the app over here in ACP, in our Awesome Client Portal. Couple different things to draw your attention to, and I think the most important thing to start is the batch order features here. This determines how your orders are going to be transmitted over to Wineshipping. You can see the default setting here that it's going to transmit every 15 minutes, but it's not going to send an order until it's at least 30 minutes old. Now, we did that for a couple reasons, and these are both adjustable, so you have different options. But the reason that we've implemented it this way is a lot of mistakes and issues that get made with orders happen right away, and a consumer becomes aware of them very quickly. And we find giving them that little extra gap when they might reach out to you and tell you that, oh, that's my wrong address, I made a mistake, or oops, I pushed the wrong button, or I ordered the wrong amount, happen very quickly. And having a little bit more time before that order's transmitted can be valuable. Now, it is configurable, so it's up to you, but just little understanding around why we set it up to work in this manner. But once you have this configured, the orders are going to move over for Wineshipping after they've been created. So just a little reminder, right? A person would go into the front end of your website, and actually fill up their cart and then enter their credit card information and buy something. That order would then appear here in Shopify. I have an example that I had created just before the webinar that we'll use. And that's currently in unfulfilled status set to paid. Now that, if we take a look at that order and then we look inside here and we see it has an item with location set to Wineshipping. So it has a product in the order that has the inventory location set to Wineshipping. That's what our app's looking for. When it sees orders like that, it's going to know, oh, okay, I need to transmit that to Wineshipping. So in a couple of minutes here, we'll see this go to being sent over via our app. But that's the basics of how it works. So it is automatic. It runs on a sync job, and depending on how you set up those settings, it'll come in, check your orders. If it finds something that has an item that's set to be shipped by us, then we'll push that on over. And this status here, very important, will go to fulfilled as soon as we post back a tracking number. That will kick off the notification system. That'll click off an email to the user. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but that's the basics of how orders are transmitted between our Shopify app and Wineshipping. A couple other little features I want to bring your attention to because they really help as we go into the second part of the demo with that order accuracy, with cutting down on mistakes. There's a couple here. One is the tags to SKU mapping rules. This allows us to get around a couple cases that can be a little bit challenging. I would say in general in e-commerce, but basically when you want to put something in the box that the user didn't directly buy. So examples of that could be a club note for like a club subscription. You want to put a nice pamphlet or insert into that box to tell your club customers how much you appreciate them. That's not necessarily something you want them to add in at checkout. So what this feature allows us to do is use different tags that can be automatically added in Shopify based on different rules, and turn those into an item number, or here called a SKU, that gets passed to Wineshipping and materially leads to something different we do in our end on fulfillment. So like in this example, club, when we push this order through, what we're going to see is this tag here is going to get translated into a club note. So that's a nice capability we found very useful with our clients for adding in this additional collateral and other material that can really help cut down on unnecessary delays or manual steps in your process. But similar feature here for tag to SKU. Won't get too much into that. It's a little bit more specific based on needs. And the other one I'll highlight here is just we do have the gift note support. So those are other features that you may find of particular use when you get started with wine shipping. But the collateral one has really proven to be particularly important. In addition here, you'll note on the collateral that we can actually add something to every order. So if you had just some special merchandise or note that you like to include in every single package that we ship on your behalf, this is a really easy way to do that without any extra steps or anything like that. So those are just some fast examples that I wanted to show you about those capabilities. Over here now in ACP, or our Awesome Client Portal, as it's formally known, we're able to now see the next step in the process. So now that sync job has run and that order has been transmitted over just now to Wineshipping right here on top. There's been a little testing going on since I was getting ready. I'm gonna knock these guys out quickly. And now we will have a little bit of a cleaner interface here. So this is our order management layer here where orders get passed through. Now really for the purposes of this demo, I set up a hold. Now that means that when orders are sent, by default, they're gonna go into a state of fulfillment hold. The purpose for that would be that there's something I want to do, or in this case, just show you these orders. If I turn that off, they're going to get sent straight to the warehouse to what we call open orders, where they'll be, picked and packed and shipped, usually in a matter of hours or the next day. But I wanted to just have an opportunity to show you this particular order. So you'll see here we have both the cab sauv that I had included actually in the line items that I bought, but you will also see that that tag for that club has been transferred into that collateral SKU. So just seeing kind of end to end, that ability to fill out an order with additional items automatically can be a really powerful feature. At any moment with one of these orders, right? I can also just click on it and send that straight to the warehouse. So that gives me some extra power. Other tools here that can help supplement and really enhance your Shopify strategy are available down here in this toolbar. So for example, in this case where, Caden, helping us out here, has ordered 2 different orders in a short distance from one another. A user might decide they wouldn't want that to come in 2 boxes, just for example. So we have a lot of different capabilities here to help support your end user experience with things like, say, a merge order, where I could take 2 orders and collapse them together to consolidate that into a single box that now has 3 items with really just a couple simple clicks here. So we have a couple different tools like that. In that case, that was an order merge. One other feature that I'll bring to your attention is our ability to identify exceptions. So occasionally orders will be transmitted that for one or another reason we don't want to fulfill because we believe there might be a certain risk of the package not getting to its end delivery, and none of us like returns around here. So we do have a capability of catching certain exceptions that could impact a quality experience. You can sign up for notifications for those. So this isn't something you have to come and check all the time, right? You can just sign up once for a notification, and anytime anything stops us from taking that really quick action, on your order, you'll be notified and made aware of that. In this case, we have a zip code issue. I can click open that order, go into the editor here, and quickly figure out what went wrong. In this case, it's a little bit of a perhaps made up address, but we'll find another St. George here that'll work, and we can get it on its way quickly. All right. So these are just extra order management features that we offer that now work in conjunction with the Shopify app. The flow through ACP that then gets pushed back to Shopify would be next. The orders would go into open order. Here they would be in receive status. They would stay that way until the warehouse starts work on them, at which point they would go to in progress. They would go into in progress. And then as soon as we generate a label and it's scanned, that status will be posted back to Shopify, that scan event. So that's really become more the best practice in the industry, to wait for that scan to notify the customer of the shipped event that package is really on its way rather than label generated. And that is how we have our two apps talking together. Now, the place where you'd really go to monitor and see that if you need to is right here. It's track packages. This brings us over to our tracking system that we've developed in concert with our partner Aftership. And here I can see an example of a bunch of different orders that have been transmitted to the tracking system that is talking back to Shopify and working to really add, even some more powerful abilities for you to both keep customers informed and give them extra tools to figure out what's going on with their orders. Now, here is a general place you'd go just to get the lay of the land. All of your currently pending orders, anything that might be already out for delivery or perhaps in a state of exception, right? This is your bird's eye view of all your different tracking numbers and packages that are currently being sent by us on your behalf. One just point of emphasis here, you do have a very powerful history around everything that's going on with a package on its way to its final destination. And this history is very important because it's how we're going to keep the user informed. It's how we're going to keep their expectations realistic and let them know what's going on with their purchase and when they can expect to receive it. So you can see that really rich detail here that's stored in this system. And then if we jump over here to the notifications, we can start to understand how we can make users aware of these different updates, all the way back in Shopify, and then finally either via an email or via a text message back to that end consumer. So there's different default templates here. They can be really easily branded by your company to really match your brand experience. This is just a really quick one that we did for purposes of demonstration, but you can create a really nice brand experience here on these different emails that are going to then be sent on your behalf to the end consumer to let them know about these different events. That could be that their package is out for delivery. That could be that there was a failed attempt, that they tried to deliver it and nobody was home. It could be warnings about an exception, right? A snowstorm has hit in a hub area and your package isn't going to be there for 2 days. So this can be really important information that we can get back to that end of the user all the way through Shopify that's really going to both increase the chances of a successful first delivery, but also really keep their expectations on track and really help with that, both a beautiful and consistent brand experience that you get to offer your end users. Now, there's one other piece to this that's very important here, which is that in collaboration with Aftership, we offer this Shopify app, which has a lot of really great features that you can embed directly in Shopify. this allows you to list things like all of the items that the person bought in the email. So they can, when they get that email, they'll see the different products that they bought in Shopify and pretty pictures of those items included. It also allows you to integrate what's called a branded tracking page directly into your site. So this is a page that would sit along all of your other pages in your Shopify site, where users can go and actually proactively track their order status. So they could go and put in their order number and their email or their tracking number and receive that detailed status information. Or additionally, when they click on that text message or they click on that email, it would bring them here directly and already display the status to them. You can also do some nice things here with your brand and some different imagery or marketing materials to offer discounts or referral bonuses or other products that they might be interested in. There's a very rich ecosystem here built up around wine shipping and aftership and some other tools that you might use already in your business that can really allow you to start creating more powerful experiences than you have in the past. Things like Klaviyo or Gorgeous or Attentive are really good examples of how you can even go to another level with conversational texting or far more personalized email experiences that you might want to offer in concert with the Shopify experience and the wine shipping fulfillment app. All right, well, one last bit that I want to highlight before we conclude here is these analytics. So these are analytics that really help tie together all of these different tools I've been showing you today. This page here gives you a really nice bird's eye view of all your current shipments outstanding, what state are they in, either the last day or week or month, and where you sit at present with everything outstanding that you're trying to get into the hands of your customers. So really just nice overview view here of where you currently stand. Transmit times, really powerful feature here for understanding how well you're doing across different parts of your network and lanes and getting people packages on time. Wineshipping offers a powerful coast-to-coast network that can really make a difference in these transit times. If you want to get your packages to end users in 2-day ground, that's something we know how to do, and this information can really back up how big of a difference that makes when you choose to ship with Wineshipping in multiple warehouses. Lastly, here I'll just quickly highlight the on-time shipments. This allows you to really track back to that consumer process, that consumer promise. So based on all of these apps working together, you can give users an initial estimated delivery date of when they're likely to receive that package. And then here we can measure the performance to that number, and in fact, try to do better estimates in the future. So this is a powerful integration that is offered with Shopify that allows you to really try to work on getting that consumer promise right. But I will point out here, I think a really important message from our experience recently that we really saw during the last peak with shipment reviews. And I don't have any reviews in here because it's a demo system, but I'll describe it to you, which is that what we found is that if you keep somebody informed, maybe there's a snowstorm like we had right before the holidays, right? Maybe there's a hurricane, or maybe there's a problem with the trains or something like that. But if you keep people informed of what's going on, so they have a good, reasonable expectation of when the package is going to get there, we find that even if the package is not there as quickly as we would like it to be when these things occur, that people will still give 5-star ratings and say the package is on time, as long as they were informed and they're able to make better decisions, right? If you find out the day before your big party that you're not going to get your wine, it's a lot more inconvenient than if you knew 3 days before and you could make those different plans and adjust to that. And that's really going to end with a higher level consumer experience. So I'll leave you with that. I think that's a good way to really sum up and reference what we're trying to do here with our tech-enabled 3PL at Wine Shipping, and how we're trying to enable your business across our Shopify app and these different tools, is really to help protect your brand, get that consistent experience, and really delight your customers, and not have you have to build all this stuff or spend all your time working on technology, really helping it work for you instead. Thank you for your attention. Have a great day.